That looks so cool. G'day guys, I get asked a lot in the comments section, can you please do a comparison video of laser levels? And I'd love to do one of the big brands, but they're quite expensive. Now if you're just getting the crosshair type ones, then they're pretty cheap, but if you want a 12 or 16 line laser, they get quite pricey, especially in this part of the world. And they come in two different colors, red and green. If you want the green ones, that's even more money. So I thought I would try an El Cheapo one just to see if they were any good. And then maybe someday I will do a full comparison video with the big brands, the Makitas, DeWalt, Milwaukee, etc. But some of those can range into the thousands of dollars in this part of the world. Whereas this little fella I picked up for $60 US or around 100 Kiwi smackaroos. So I thought that was cheap enough to give it a bit of a try and just have a bit of fun with it and see if it's actually any good. And it was purple of course, so I thought, oh, it might go well with my impact drivers. So let's have a look at what you get for your 100 New Zealand dollars or 60 US dollars. You'll get a nice bag. It comes in a zipped bag. Inside you will have your tool. You have a bracket for putting it on a wall or a metal stud. It's magnets in the back there to go on a metal stud. It has adjustments here for tilting up and down. It has a turntable bit here, and it has a dial for pulling this in and out. This is actually pretty good. I mean, it's pretty cheap quality, but actually quite tough. And that is like PA6. I think that plastic there, the rest of it's not. But the bracket at the back there is. This is like ABS by the looks. But actually not too shabby, that. Unlike this little tripod stand levelly thing that they include, which is just a flimsy black plastic piece of junk. Yeah, might come in handy, but it's pretty crap. Got a little attachment, screws in the bottom. It can screw onto a standard tripod screw if you do have tripods. I would have it on my camera tripod right now if it wasn't for the fact that the camera's on the tripod. I'm not sure what this thread on the bottom is meant to screw onto. It's got a little clamp bracket thing here which clips on the top, so you can suspend it from the top. Comes with a remote control, very cool, and a charger for your two batteries, which have a display on them telling you how much percentage of battery life is left, which is very cool. And what's in those batteries? Well, here is one I opened up earlier. They are quality Hong Li cells. They are connected in parallel. This is the, which one? That's the negative end, that's the positive end. And from what I can find, I think they're 1200 milliamp cells. There's no other information on them apart from Hong Li. And as for the color, they look the same color as the 1500s and the 2600s, I think it was. The 1800s were blue, but yeah, I can't be bothered looking too much into it. So it's a 3.6 volt battery because they're in parallel and they're 1200 milliamp cells, I think. Actually doesn't look too badly put together. Solders are pretty good, not too shabby at all really. Oh, and if you're working in a building with timber studs rather than metal ones, it does come with this bracket here which you can screw on the wall, and then you can just bang, magnet, and they're really quite strong magnets. Good neodymiums. So that's quite a lot of stuff for your money really. This is a 16 line laser and those lasers are green. What does 16 lines mean? Well, we have a laser on the top. We have the same laser on the bottom. We have one on this side here. We have another one on this side here. This one here and this one here will do your horizontal lines. So if you put this in a big square room, you will get 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line at the top and at the bottom. 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. That's 8 lines. Then these ones on the side will do your vertical lines. So you've got the vertical up each wall and one across the ceiling and another one across the floor. And this one will do the same. So that's going that way, that's going on the other plane that way. And all together, the 4 of them doing 4 different lines equals 16. Let's put a battery on and look at the features of this thing. Now the first thing you'll notice, it has an arrow on it. Pointing to what, I don't know, because it is the opposite direction to the way you slide the battery on, power on. Now, percentage of battery charge. See, it says 85? Doesn't really. For some reason they work upside down. So that's actually 58, which is somewhat annoying. And you glance across it and you think, oh yeah, heaps of battery, and then you realize, oh, it was up the wrong way. Now you turn it on with the slide switch on the side. Once it's on, we have some controls up here on the panel. Horizontal, vertical, and the one in the middle changes the brightness of your light, and I think it turns off the self-leveling for when you want to do angles for stair stringers, that sort of thing. But I haven't actually used that function yet. Now you can see the green laser at the back of the wall there. If you see, I move it, it wobbles around, but then it will self-level. The most important thing is this level accurate? I'm pretty certain that this bench I built is level, and so that green line on the side in the background there looks pretty level to me, as it does on this sander over here. But we'll check that in just a moment. Just going to dim the light somewhat so that it's slightly easier for us to see these lasers. So that is the horizontal. These are really sensitive. It's like a touch screen, you don't have to push it hard. So there we've got the line at the bottom, a line further up on the top laser, and then push it again and you've got both lines. Now if we turn on the vertical, we've got one running this way now, and if I turn on the other one, we've got one running that way. Isn't that cool? You may get some slight anomalies on the camera. Looking through the lens, I can see that there's a line over on the right hand side which isn't actually there. That's just because the laser's pointing kind of at the lens of the camera. Now when I say self-leveling, if I tilt this thing, it gets angry. So whenever it's doing that, flashing and beeping, make sure you get it to a almost level. I think you can get it within about 3 degrees and it will then level itself. Or will it? Let's check it with a level. I have my level that I trust in the background here now. I will turn it on. See what we're at. Bang on. Look at that. Who built this bench? It's a cracker. Put our laser on. Looks pretty close. Now I could measure up from that line to the top, but seeing as we've got the little stand here, we'll just wind it up. Nearly there. Let's let that settle. That looks like it's bang on the edge at the moment. I'll just go up slightly more, and if there's an issue and it's not quite level, it'll show on one side or the other of my tools and stuff sign in the background there. Was it showing fractionally more on the right hand side? I think that is pretty spot on, particularly for the price. The laser is a little lighter on the left, which sort of makes it look a little off. It's looking pretty darn good to me. Let's try the same again, but on the vertical. We're within 0.1 of a degree on the level. So right there, it looks like I'm splitting the line. Half of the line is on the wall, and half of the line is on the edge of the level. That looks pretty good to me. I've got a bit of a dead spot at the top. You do get the odd little dead spots where the plastic in the corners there where it's attached sort of leaves you with a little blank area on your laser. But man, yeah, nothing wrong with that. I am happy. Also, the rest of the workshop behind me looks really cool. It's like a disco. It's dark behind me and there's lights just shining all around the walls and across the roof and along the floor, and yeah, looks really cool. So what's the battery life like? Well, as you can see, it's gone down, what, 3 or 4 percentage points since we have started this video, which has been about, how long have I had this thing turned on for? About 10-15 minutes. I'm not sure how long the batteries last, but it's a long time. I'm pretty sure you could have it running all day on one battery. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a target card, one of those little green plastic things, so that you can see it better in certain lighting. Outside in full sun, it's not much chop, but if you're in a bit of shade, it's not too bad. I've used it outside, and sometimes you can see it and sometimes you can't, depending on what surface you're on and all that sort of stuff. But it's not bad, and at night, it looks awesome. And at night, I don't know how far the laser goes, but it's a long way. I can see it well into the neighbors' properties. I'm not sure what the official rating of this tool is. You know what these companies are like. Their numbers can't be believed. You've got to make a YouTube video on them because, yeah, they just talk complete rubbish. So I think a lot of them are classified as 30 meters, and I'm pretty sure this would do, in the right lighting conditions, it'll easily do 30 meters. But the brighter the lights, the harder it is to see it. Anyway, here's a shot of what it looks like outside. Outside at night, it looks super cool. It's just before dark here at the moment. It's also just before Guy Fawkes, if you can hear fireworks going in the background. Dogs love fireworks. these two lines over on the trees over there are around, at a guess, 12 meters away. And if they weren't on leaves, that'd be a lot easier to see. It looks really cool on mesh. Over on the house over there, you can see them quite clearly. And with the remote, this is what it looks like when the battery's charging. As you can see, you just plug it straight into the battery. The output of the charge is only 5 volts, 2 amps, so you could just do it off a USB, but unfortunately it didn't come with a USB with the right plug on it, and I don't have one, so I have to charge it off the wall. That took a while. This does double duty. So cool, and it makes jobs so quick and easy. I just wanted to see if this was straight. This little piece I'm gonna put under my bench for an extra shelf. I thought, I wonder if that's plumb, and look at that, spot on. Awesome. Very cool. So I'm finding this thing super handy. The brand name, in case I didn't mention it earlier, is Do Is Up. It doesn't really matter what this is, because it's just a sticker that they'll stick on. There'll be probably 100 different people selling this tool with 100 different names on them, so yeah, you don't really need to bother looking for that. But if you are interested in one of these, down in the description there will be a link. It is an accurate tool, which is the most important thing, of course, when you buy a tool like this. It is accurate. It's not incredibly sturdy feeling. You know, you're probably going to bust this a bit quicker than you would one made by, say, one of the other brands, like that one sitting in the background. You know, if you buy a decent brand, they're probably going to be a bit tougher and come with better warranties and all that sort of thing. But for the price, this is a nifty little tool, and it's great for YouTube intros and special effects and videos and shit like that. And as I think I said earlier, I have more of these coming. I'm going to test out a few different ones. I would have done them all in this video, but they've taken way too long to get here. This video was meant to contain at least 3, and yeah, well, we've got one. So at some point I'm going to do another video on these, probably over on the other channel. And if I do one on all the top brands where we'll use them a bit more properly and set them up and do some actual work and stuff with them. But until such time as I get around to doing that, thanks for watching. This is quite a cool little tool. I like it. If you haven't subscribed, consider that, yada yada, thumbs up, blah de blah. Check out my other channel if you're new to this channel. This is just my muck around channel. My main channel, it will be up there and down there. And yeah, I will see you later.